afternoon everyone. I've got a new unboxing for you today. This is one I've been greatly anticipating. It's not a new model, but it is one that I have been greatly looking forward to and didn't think I was going to be able to get quite this soon. So I had unexpected payments go out this month. Not the car this time, another model, non-dinosaur related, that I actually purchased back in January. Pre-ordered back in January anyway, and unfortunately it got delayed and delayed and delayed, and then all of a sudden the payment came out towards the end of last month, unexpectedly, and I have now got a product which I'm delighted with, but I thought it was going to mean I couldn't treat myself to the dinosaur that I really wanted. I can't wait to get into this. So I take the plunge and go for it. I know how I feel about PNSO dinosaurs. I absolutely adore them. So, well, I should give you a bit of an idea. This is what I've got in this box. It is of course from Everything Dinosaur, with a characteristic exceptional service and exceptional packaging. It's an awfully big box, far bigger than I was expecting. Oh, good grief. Absolutely huge. Fantastic to get these large herbivores from PNSO, and I have been reliably informed by my friend Joel that this is one of the best herbivore figures you can get, so I'm going to pop her open for you right now. Absolutely brilliant. This is obviously one of the museum lines, so it comes in this incredibly posh collector's box. I've got a long list of PNSO dinosaur figures that I would like, obviously because they're a little bit more expensive than usual. Can't get as many as I would like to. That and space is a factor as well, but always find space for more excellent dinosaurs, I think. So, get out the wrapper. Now this is in a box which lifts off. Let gravity do its thing. There we go. And right on the top here, I've got a pack, which I would imagine probably contains all the lovely posters and things. That's sealed up. I'm not going to open that. I'm going to save that. I mean, obviously because I'm not living in a classroom, I don't tend to put these posters and things up anyway. So we've got lovely foam inserts protecting this figure. This is something I didn't expect. It comes with a base. I did not expect that at all. So that is a good touch. This is definitely slightly more higher end than most of the figures in that regard. So it's quite a big box, and yet in here, quite a small figure. Oh, what a beautiful figure it is. Some of the orthopods are a little bit hit and miss in terms of proportions and things, but here we go. This is absolutely stunning little Tsintaosaurus. Now let's going to compare it to this slightly more archaic collector version. As you can see, it's considerably larger than that. It's around about twice the size of the collector version, and definitely far more up to date than this goofball here. It's an absolute little beauty, beautiful coloration. It's all very well blended. I know sometimes people find that PNSO aren't as inventive with their colours and the patterning as they could be. I would love to see them redo the Corythosaurus and the Lambeosaurus even, because I really do think that they've kind of nailed all of the pods now. I can't wait to have a closer look at this one here. So I hope you've enjoyed having a quick look with me. If I get the camera to focus. I always have that issue when I'm on a scale. And I shall see you in the next video. Well, good evening. After the unboxing, I thought we should take a look at this absolutely fantastic up-to-date reconstruction of Tsintaosaurus. I'm not entirely sure if that's how you pronounce it. From PNSO, of course, and I unboxed this the other day, and at first I was a little bit underwhelmed by the size of the figure. To get the negatives out of the way, first off, I must say this is quite a small figure for the price. I think PNSO could probably do quite well to release these figures without all the packaging and various other gumph that they release with them, because I mean things like this base is quite clearly a generic base that, you know, it just adds bulk to the whole package and that you really don't need, and it really does kind of detract from the figure itself. That and the beautiful big packaging box behind there, I mean yes, it's a lovely thing to have, but I mean the box is immense compared to this figure. So anyway, those points aside, let's have a closer look at this figure. Because this figure is one of the nicest hadrosaur figures I've ever seen in my life. I mean, the detail on this thing's extraordinary. If I get up close to the camera here, you can see all these tiny little details on the face and around the eye, and around the mouth, and even on the crest. Yes, the black may look a little bit unnatural on the crest here. I'm not going to worry too much about that because all the rest of the paintwork is absolutely superbly blended. Beautifully done, very even. Lovely little bit of texturing on the crest there and on the beak without it looking too overblown. Again, the same with the scales. And if I bring her up close here, you can really see the scale detail and the coloration. So looking at the box, you might not perhaps appreciate the various subtle colours that have gone into this figure. All the different grades and shades, and this blue which kind of pops in amongst this charcoal grey colour. Absolutely fabulous stuff from PNSO. There appears to be a little bit of a seam around the middle. But it's really quite well blended, you don't really notice it too much. Kind of blended in well with the gut down here. And of course, because this is a fantastic, beautiful, modern, up-to-date reconstruction from PNSO, there aren't any particular mammalian type cheeks in place. I've also chosen to put some flesh around the nostrils in a different shade here, which is a lovely touch. The eye is just a simple gloss black, but I think at the scale that works really nicely. Sometimes when the eyes do have a bit of colour to them, it can actually make the figure look a little bit unnatural. And if you just have a look at the figure in this light here, you can really see the different texturing going on here. It's absolutely magnificent. Oh, beautiful crest along the back as well. Nothing shrink wrap, lovely thick neck here. Oh, it's just absolutely beautiful, and all the different subtle shades it's got on the underside as well. And of course, a perfect crocodilian type cloacal vent sculpted in here. This musculature in the legs. The seams are generally quite well blended, not too bad. Beautiful fleshy pads to the feet here. And again on the fronts they've gone for the reconstruction of a hoof type structure rather than toes on the front foot there. It's absolutely fantastic in the light. Lovely, lovely coloration. Whoever chose this really did do a very good job of it, and it's beautifully applied right across the whole figure. Like most PNSOs, it does have a better side, and I do feel that the left hand side is slightly more pleasing on the eye than the right hand side, just to do with the stripes on the thigh here. But it's really very, very, very minor nitpick again. Of course, I got this figure from Everything Dinosaur, and they got it to me within 24 hours, as usual, which is absolutely fantastic, so thank you Everything Dinosaur. So of course Tsintaosaurus has had a bit of a renaissance in the way it's reconstructed, particularly with regards to this crest on the head. There seems to be a little bit of a dispute. I mean, it is Tsintaosaurus spinorhinus, you know, unicorn, and of course we couldn't do a review of Tsintaosaurus without having a look at these old collector contemporary here. Things have come on mercifully since the 90s. My other half's quite disappointed because he still feels that this is a perfectly valid reconstruction. It's a shame that this little figure is no longer available. It's brilliant just from the sheer amusement point of view. It's very pleased with itself. But I mean, feels apart in terms of quality and everything. This beautiful PNSO figure. It's a shame about the price point and the size. So if I compare it to some other hadrosaur figures, here I've got this lovely Edmontosaurus regalis from Safari Limited, which came out a few years ago. Now, of course, safari figures, oh, they're terrible for scuffing. I hadn't even noticed that had happened. I don't know when that's happened. But again, beautiful, detailed figures. Don't quite have the lifelike look of the PNSO figures, but they're a much lower price point. And they're a beautiful sculpt, and they've got so much character. And Safari Limited are a fantastic company. Very much worth picking up Safari Limited dinosaurs. As you can see, the Edmontosaurus is considerably larger than the Tsintaosaurus here. And if I compare it with some of the hadrosaurs from PNSO, here we've got this beautiful Olora Titan, which has terrible standing and balance issues despite the pose. I love the colours on this one too. I've actually had to do a little bit of repair work on this one this afternoon because it fell over. It had an accident because it has balance issues. I think when my mum first saw this one here, she mistook it for this one on account of the crest. Bright orange coloration. It's a similar size to Ivan, the Titan, although Ivan's definitely a little bit larger. Of course, the biggest one of the lot is the magnificent Wyatt. Now, Wyatt is priced far more competitively than the Tsintaosaurus here, and it's every bit as detailed, you know, the coloration and everything's every bit as brilliant. So, I mean, I highly recommend getting this figure, but you do have to bear in mind that the price is a bit of an issue with this one. I mean, you're looking at, call it the museum line, but PNSO figures are all such high quality. Really, there's very little to choose between them. Really, all you're paying for is the packaging, and I think it'd be quite good if PNSO did perhaps release these simply in, you know, a standard box rather than with all the packaging and the posters. You know, if they did like an alternative release, if they did an educational version and a sort of standard version, they'd probably sell more of them because it really is an incredibly high price for this figure. But if you order it from Everything Dinosaur, you will get fantastic service. I definitely recommend the figure. If you can get hold of it, I highly recommend it. And I hope you've enjoyed having a closer look at all the subtleties and the beauty of this sculpt with me. And I hope to see you in the next video.